Right now, this morning, the races are over. From the results to the reaction, we've got your election coverage and new tariffs in just hours on this so-called Victory Day. A look at what President Trump is planning.
Plus, an alert day today, just as a precautionary measure. Isolated thunderstorms moving through the area right now with potential damaging winds and, of course, maybe even a tornado working south along I-94.
This is News 8 Now, this morning.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I'm Alexandra Carter on this Wednesday, April 2nd. A lot of news to get to this morning. First, though, we're going to head straight over to News 8 Now. Meteorologist Art Jarrett, he's got all we need to know on this alert day.
Good morning, Alexandra. Hey, as we get into your day, starting out this early morning, if you're south of I-94, you're in the rainfall. You're going to hold on to wet roadways heading to work today. You're looking at the potential for isolated thunderstorms. Also, the winds are going to be kicking up to at least 30 to 40 miles per hour plus in some cases. We can also see some damaging winds out of that and potentially hail size up to an inch if thunderstorms do really enhance. This will also continue all through this morning and into the afternoon. Storms are going to be a part of your day with potential damaging winds, as I mentioned before. That goes into the afternoon as well. We'll see some showers, but the showers will be light kicking down. Right now they won't be as strong as today, but you can see that rainfall right now in the storm activity working towards Madison. We're also seeing it by Black River Falls, kind of cutting out of the area. Prairie du Chien down along the Mississippi as well as La Crosse are in it. Almost breaking down right now with more of that rainfall becoming lighter. We'll keep an eye on it, but you can see down to the south there is a lot more rainfall and storm activity that's going to be heading out of the area. This is the telltale sign of what's happening. This is the severe weather potential for this storm activity, pushing in at least a slight risk of severe weather going towards Prairie du Chien and southward. We'll also see a marginal risk, which is a low risk for La Crosse. When I come back, I'll give you a better look at how this all will shake up.
All right, Art, thank you. Of course, the big story this morning, La Crosse has a new mayor. Shondell Washington Spivey made history last night. He'll become the city's first black mayor. This was a close race. You see right here, Washington Spivey defeating Chris Kalo 51 to 49%.
I want to say thank you to Chris Kalo for running a hard-fought campaign. I do look forward to working with her as we build a La Crosse where everyone belongs. The first 100 days look like building rapport with the staff, ensuring that we work together. Letting them know, again, I said before on one of the earlier forums that they know me as the constituent Shondell, and now they need to learn me as the mayor. So I look forward.
Tonight at 5, Mayor-elect Washington Spivey will stop by the News 8 Now studio to discuss his win and his vision for the future. Now to that record-spending Wisconsin Supreme Court race. This one turning out to be a blowout. Susan Crawford winning with 54% to Brad Schimmel's 46%.
Wisconsinites fended off an unprecedented attack on our democracy. That's right. Our fair elections and our Supreme Court. And Wisconsins stood up and said loudly that justice does not have a price. Our courts are not for sale.
Thank you, guys, from the bottom of my heart. God bless you. God bless the state of Wisconsin. God bless America. We will rise again. We'll get up to fight another day.
Wisconsin's voter ID amendment passing 63 to 37%. The state already has a voter ID law. Putting it in the Constitution means that it'll be harder to overturn. Incumbent Jill Underly holds on to her job as Wisconsin's top education official. She defeated Brittany Kinser 52 to 48%. In the La Crosse School Board race, the top 3 win seats, that'll be Jeff Jackson, Molly Fuchs, and Meredith Garcia. And the Onalaska School Board winners here are Ann Garrity and Bridget Thomas. So many voters turned out to yesterday's election that it caused multiple Milwaukee precincts to run out of ballots. 7 sites ran out. Multiple other polling places reported having low amounts of ballots just before the polls closed. Despite this, officials say no voters were turned away. Everyone who was there in time was able to vote.
I think it was just a historic election with unprecedented turnout. Typically for a spring election, we see between 20 to 40% turnout, towards the last few weeks as the attention came upon this election. We increased 65% turnout.
The dilemma came after election officials had already increased field staff and sent extra voting machines to the county in an effort to speed up early voting. A UW Eau Claire professor is on administrative leave after an incident with college Republicans. Video shows English Department Chair Jose Felipe Alvergue flipping over a table supporting Supreme Court candidate Brad Schimmel. Interim Chancellor Carney expressing deep concern about the disruption of students' Election Day activities and reaffirmed the university's commitment to free speech. An investigation is underway. Happening now, westbound I-94 is down to one lane right now after a crash. The left lane's closure extending from US 12 and WIS 27 to beyond the US 12 West ramp. Officials expect the left lane will be closed for at least another hour. Some breaking news out of Hollywood this morning. Actor Val Kilmer has died. His daughter says Kilmer died yesterday from a battle with pneumonia. He's best known for his role in Top Gun. Other film credits include Batman Forever, Tombstone, and The Doors. He was 65. A major escalation in the East China Sea this morning. China launching live fire practice strikes near Taiwan. The Chinese army says the drills focused on testing troop capabilities and practice strikes on key targets. The White House is watching the situation closely. Israel says it's expanding its military operation in Gaza. That involves seizing bigger areas of land to increase the security zone. It comes as the food and water conditions in Gaza worsen.
There is no drinking water. The desalination stations are shut down due to lack of gas and fuel caused by the closure of the crossings. We are drinking salty water that has worms in it. Worms, people.
Israel is also reportedly shutting down the supply of food and other humanitarian aid into Gaza. President Trump will host auto and steel workers alongside Republican leaders at the White House today for his Liberation Day tariff announcement. While the new reciprocal tariffs take effect immediately, economists say consumers won't feel impacts right away. Trump promises economic benefits, but many Americans are fearing higher prices. Jared Hill reports.
After weeks of promise,
we have Liberation Day, as you know, on April 2nd.
This afternoon, President Donald Trump is set to unveil the specifics of his reciprocal tariffs.
The lack of reciprocity contributes to our large and persistent annual trade deficit.
The Trump administration promises the import taxes will bring in billions of dollars and bring back manufacturing. So far, the tariff threat has ushered in new economic uncertainty, though economist Jeffrey Roach says broader effects may not be felt right away.
You think about the economy, like a big cruise ship. You can't turn on a dime, and it'll take a little bit of time for things to shake through.
Tomorrow, the U.S. will also start collecting new 25% tariffs on foreign vehicles and auto parts. Roy Rubenfeld says that pushed him to buy a new car 2 weeks ago.
We may have saved $10,000 on the car. We don't know.
The pause of the president's 25% tariffs on goods from Canada and Mexico is also set to expire this week. They and other countries are threatening to hit back. Professor Lawrence White of NYU's Stern School of Business.
Already we're seeing it, retaliation by other countries, which is going to make it harder for American firms to sell their goods and services abroad.
Senate Democrats and a few Republicans are pushing a bill to undo Trump's tariffs against Canada. Overnight, President Trump slammed their efforts on social media, threatening not to sign the legislation if it reaches his desk.
And ahead of this week's tariffs, major car companies say they've seen an uptick in sales. Hyundai reporting a 13% jump, selling more than 80,000 units in March, while Ford says its sales went up 19% last month. Senator Cory Booker making history on the Senate floor. As we showed you yesterday live, the New Jersey senator ended up holding the floor for a record-breaking 25 hours and 4 minutes. He addressed President Trump's agenda, hoping to spark activism.
Stand for the collective assault on the Constitution by a man who even the highest judge in our land, a Republican-appointed judge, said stop threatening and bullying other branches of government. When is it going to be enough?
And the record he broke was from 1957 when the late Senator Strom Thurmond filibustered for 24 hours and 18 minutes opposing the Civil Rights Act of 1957. Wisconsin and 23 other states now suing the Department of Health and Human Services. It's tied to the termination of $11 billion in health funding. The coalition argues the move was unlawful. Wisconsin could lose over $225 million. It comes as the country copes with the measles and bird flu. And happening today, a former CNA at Riverside Transitional Care accused of slapping a resident will be in court. 34-year-old Damian Lately is facing elderly abuse charges. He allegedly grew frustrated with the resident while changing her. She reportedly had two cuts on her lip. The hearing starts at 11. In Monroe County, an Illinois man stopped with over 8 pounds of cocaine will be in court. Ivan Galmore allegedly led police on a 2-mile chase before a passenger grabbed the wheel and crashed the car. Galmore is being held on a $100,000 bond. A man accused in a Tacoma New Year's attempted homicide pleaded not guilty. 47-year-old Ryan Goad is accused of shooting and attempting to kill his father, then fleeing with his children. He's facing attempted first-degree homicide. The man accused of child assault in a porta potty also entered a not guilty plea. Police say 36-year-old Ray Jackson lured a 14-year-old girl into a porta potty at the Forest Street Community Garden last May. He also tried hiding her from officers. April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Mayor Mitch Reynolds hosted a proclamation reading yesterday with New Horizons. The group says the event reinforces the city's commitment to ending sexual violence.
It's important for the survivors of sexual assault to know that there is help and resources available to them. And I also think it's important for the community as a whole to be able to recognize sexual assault and know how to act.
Ribbons were put up around the city to spread awareness. The time now is 6:11. Still ahead on your morning news. Ford's massive boost in sales, Boeing's boss goes before Congress, and Rocket's big mortgage news. Plus, with economic uncertainty, tips on keeping your investment safe. First, some more election results for you.
Welcome to Hazel and Lola's Kitchen Boutique. Whether you're a gourmet cook or an aspiring foodie, we have something for your style and taste. See our selection of gourmet cookware, bakeware, and appliances. Hazel and Lola's Kitchen Boutique. Stop in today and tell them Peyton sent you.
To everyone who believes in tradition, come enjoy a few of ours from Wisconsin.
People in Wisconsin love a good fish fry.
Really love. And we love sharing it with guests everywhere.
At Culver's, we still batter our North Atlantic cod by hand to order.
And we cook it to a crispy, golden perfection just for you.
For you.
For you. So it's crispy outside, flaky inside. Let us take care of you.
With some homegrown traditions we were raised on.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
We are all here to support one another.
Hi, I'm Greg.
Hi, Greg.
I bought our vacuum at a box store. I was shopping for groceries and I came out with a vacuum.
I did the same. I was shopping for clothes.
Candles.
Kitty litter.
Hey group, we're not here to judge. We all made the same mistake before deciding to go to A1 Vacuum to make the right purchase. I'm sorry.
A1
Kitty litter.
Our business is picking up.
Spring is here, and it's time for a fresh start. Right now at King Furniture, we're making it easy to refresh your home. Trade in your old furniture or mattress and get a discount on brand new furniture. We'll even deliver and haul it off for free. Find the latest styles in bedrooms, living rooms, dining rooms, and more. And save up to 60% off store-wide. Plus, enjoy free delivery and 12 months no-interest financing. There's never been a better time to upgrade. Out with the old, in with the new. Spring into comfort at King Furniture.
Pivot! Shut up! Pivot! Shut up! Shut up! Pivot! Shut up! Pivot! Shut up! Pivot!
Shut up. Okay, hold on. I don't think it's gonna pivot anymore.
Just like pivoting from heating to cooling season, it's a difficult adjustment.
Pivot in the summer, called GNT.
Pivot!
Shut up.
Called GNT.
For the best heating and air conditioning, guaranteed.
Convenience
is a big factor. We're right here in Onalaska.
We're local. You know, we've been here for a long time. We take all insurances. We service and repair many different makes and models of hearing aids. Even if you didn't get your hearing aids with us, we'd be happy to take a look at them.
If your hearing aid is still under warranty, we can do some warranty work for you there.
You know, just walk in. You know, you don't have to have an appointment. I'm happy to help if I can.
Our family is helping your family.
Better Hearing Center, Onalaska, next to St. Pat's Church.
What will you find at Hazel and Lola's Kitchen Boutique? Everything you need and more. See our selection of Polish pottery, cookware, olive oils and vinegar, and our gadget wall. Hazel and Lola's Kitchen Boutique, located inside Wesco and Sparta. Tell them Peyton sent you.
All right, let's take a look at what's happening here. We're looking at the rainfall turning into thunderstorm activity, still working across over to Madison, getting into Dubuque, as well as Prairie du Chien, back up to La Crosse, Winona, Black River Falls. You're getting some of that as well. Our storm runner right now is carrying over down south of I-90. Let's take a look at that if we can still get that. In fact, we'll also be seeing the possibility of more of the storm activity carrying over into the afternoon and evening, but turning into shower activity by the time we get in the late afternoon hours. Let's take a look here as we get into it here, where we're looking a little bit closer. Showers for at least a little mix there getting into La Crosse. You can see right now getting on the Mississippi. Then back down again. We have more thunderstorms you can see down to the south, which will probably track more to the east, and that's where the major threat is going to be. Right now, Prairie du Chien has a slight risk of severe weather, where a marginal risk is for La Crosse, which is a low risk. Winds, you can see, possible damaging winds not out of the question, where they'll get up to 40 miles per hour for La Crosse. You'll see at Sparta 29 miles per hour, but then they'll click over in the 8 o'clock hour to 46 miles per hour. This will continue all through the afternoon, getting into these breezier and gustier conditions. Viroqua at 40 miles per hour as we get in the 11 o'clock hour for the morning hours, and then into the afternoon around the noon hour, we're looking at winds at least from 30 to about, say, 36 miles per hour to 37 miles per hour in some cases. Current temperatures for you right now, 30s widespread. Whew, it's kind of chilly out there because of the winds gusting out there, and the sustained winds coming out of the southeast. It feels like 25 degrees in Winona, 30 in in La Crosse, 27 in Eau Claire. Prairie du Chien is about 33, where it's 23 that feels like in Viroqua. We're holding on to clouds, still holding on with rainfall, thunderstorm activity continuing through the morning hours into the afternoon. Possibly it looks like the thunderstorm has back down for La Crosse, and we may have to get rid of the alert day, but you can see you've got thunderstorm activity coming back for Eau Claire as we get in the 1 o'clock hour. More about your local forecast coming up for you in just a moment. Stick around.
The U.S. economy faces a growing risk of a recession. Sunday night, Goldman Sachs increased its risk for an economic slowdown in the next 12 months up to 35%. Amid the risk and uncertainty of a trade war, inflation, and unemployment, many Americans are keeping a close eye on their investments in bank accounts. Michael Yoshida reviews how to get the most bang for your buck.
As America's economy faces growing uncertainty, are your bank accounts doing all they can for you?
It's important to shop around periodically. I don't think enough people are doing that. Only about 1 in 4 have switched accounts in the last 5 years.
According to Bankrate, Americans surveyed have held on to the same checking account for an average of 19 years and the same savings account for an average of 17. Convenience is the reason many give for staying.
There actually is such a thing as too much loyalty, because this account may not suit you anymore.
So how to approach your accounts? Bankrate's Ted Rossman says for your checking, because that's usually your daily transaction account for your paycheck and bills, bigger brick and mortar banks such as Chase, Bank of America, Citi, and Wells Fargo are often great because of little to no fees, easy ATM and branch access, and quality customer service. But for your savings, shop around. In particular, among smaller institutions, credit unions, community and online banks, such as Brio Direct, Rising Bank, and others, where you'll often find better rates for a high-yield savings account.
Checking accounts usually yield next to nothing. Savings accounts, on the other hand, some of the good ones are upwards of 4%.
Over time, that adds up.
Think of it this way. For every $10,000 you save, it's about $450 a year in interest if you're getting about 4.5%.
And Ford is seeing sales surge as buyers rush dealerships before those Trump tariffs hit. March sales jumped 10%, reversing the 1.3% first quarter decline. The 25% tariff on all imported vehicles takes effect this week. Several of Ford's top sellers are manufactured overseas. And Boeing CEO will testify before the Senate Commerce Committee today. expected to acknowledge company missteps as unacceptable. While admitting much work remains, he claims Boeing is turning the corner. The company has collaborated with the FAA for over a year on safety reforms. Mortgage giant Rocket is buying the largest mortgage servicer in the U.S., Mr. Cooper Group, for $9.4 billion. If the acquisition closes, it would be the second largest deal ever in the mortgage industry. That's a look at your consumer news. We'll send it over to Art now.
All right, and away we go, starting out how this all plays out with this spring storm moving into the forecast. We do have an alert day today for this morning all the way into the afternoon around 3 o'clock. Isolated storms possible, hail size of 1 inch. Yeah, that's in diameter. Getting into damaging winds possibly, maybe even a tornado spinning up along the southern portion of Wisconsin, getting to our forecast area as well. As we also see, this is going to include all areas south of I-94, but things are going to change up. Take a look as we get into it. Near Black River Falls, look at that, the roadways looking a little bit wet there as thunderstorm activity is kind of pushing through there right now. We'll also see as we go into areas closer to possibly, let's see what I've got, Menominee and up to Eau Claire shot, still holding on. This is going to change in, say, the next 5 to 6 hours where you're going to be seeing a possible mix of rain and snow coming back in, as well as the potential for more snow coming in. We're going to take it to Menominee. Sometimes this comes in and goes out, but I was just looking at it. It was looking pretty good before, but it doesn't look like it's going to come back. So we've got the winter weather advisory. That's still 10 o'clock. We're holding on to that because we may see a little bit of rain and snow starting to work up there again as a mix. We'll also see as we get into it, storm activity, which is happening now, will carry over all the way through the morning hours, turning to PM showers, and that's possibly between 3 o'clock going to 5 o'clock, finishing out for the day with damaging wind potential, because we're going to see those winds get up to possibly near 40 miles per hour plus in some cases. We're also seeing the thunderstorm activity that's coming up from our south and southwest continues to move toward Wisconsin Dells and Madison. Before it was kind of pushing a little bit closer to us, but now it's kind of scooting over a little bit more to the east, and that's why but later on today we may get rid of this weather alert day because of that. You're seeing a slot come through Preston as well as Decorah. That's a dry slot opening up. Drier, lighter winds, in fact not lighter winds, but I should say lighter rainfall moving the area. But look up north. They're turning into a mix of rain and snow as we get into the noon hour, with thunderstorm potential coming back again. That's light to heavier rainfall heading right for Eau Claire and Chippewa Falls and the valley here. We'll see that continue on all the way up to the north with a mix of rain and snow continuing, and then light to heavier rainfall still over by Ladysmith, and then working out of the region as we get into the 4 o'clock hour. Down to the south, rain is pretty much done. We have some light showers kind of working in the area for folks that are heading into their evening commute. You'll have maybe a little light smattering of that kind of working on your windshield as you go through the rather portion of the evening commute. We're pretty much done. However, up to the north along I-94, snow is coming back into the midnight hour and continues on all the way through as we get into the 5 a.m. tomorrow morning for Thursday. So that's a look at what's happening for you. Snow, possibly a trace or less, because we have much more than nothing but rainfall down here. We're looking at least up to the north, we could see maybe a little less than an inch to maybe 2 to 4 inches of snow. Then we have the rainfall, though. That's possibly a 1/4 of an inch to about 1.5 inches in your forecast. And as we carry over, the next threat, it's kind of moving into, say, near us by Friday going into Saturday. Doesn't seem to move over on top of us, though. And even Saturday is brushed with a little bit of rain and snow up to the north, but that's not going to affect us. Here's the threat, marginal risk. As you get down to Prairie du Chien, a slight risk for severe weather, and down to the south going towards Chicago, it's a stronger risk of severe weather. Weather alert day today, 100% chance of rainfall, drier conditions, nicer conditions coming in to follow into the weekend. Maybe a few clouds, getting rid of those, only a 20% chance, and then drier conditions into next week, but you're looking at cooler weather starting on Monday.
All right, Art, thank you. More election results coming your way. First, here's what's coming up in the morning sports blitz.
Coming up next in the Blitz, the Brewers, Twins, and Bucks all looking to snap some losing streaks. Could they do it? I'll have that answer for you after the break.
Hip, knee, or back pain? See if Arch Supports can help you at the Good Feet store.
It's good to know your Touchstone Energy Cooperative is always there. For generations, we've powered the growth of our community. Today, our commitment is stronger than ever to provide affordable energy you can depend on and keep you connected to what matters most, now and for generations to come. Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, your source for power and information.
Attention. If you suffer from consistent pain in your joints caused by arthritis, overuse, or injury, you may be a candidate for a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue. This approach can provide long-lasting relief from pain in your knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. To find out if you're a viable candidate, you may request a free consultation from QC Kinetics by calling 715-469-6907. Instead of masking the symptoms, it goes to the root of the problem to resolve it at its source. Already used by thousands of satisfied patients nationwide, this joint pain therapy is available right now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. Again, to find out if you're a viable candidate for this therapy, you may request a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics at 715-469-6907. Again, that's 715-469-6907.
To top the bargain shop.
In all home furniture stores.
Your mom got a new tractor? Yep. Can't she see in the dark? Can do. Hook up all the implements? Can do. Steer with ease? Can do. Bale hay all day? Can do. Shift like a race car? Can do. I'm out of here.
Visit any of your local Johnson Tractor dealerships, now including La Crosse and Richland Center.
Get your tickets before they're gone. Visit MidwestHorseFair.com.
It's an easy puzzle to solve. The one app your phone can't live without. Bringing you local news, sports, streaming video, and a lot more. The News 8 Now app. Get it today. Oh, and good job on the puzzle. The News 8 Plus app. Local news on your time.
Welcome to the Blitz. Well, after a bit of a disastrous 0-4 start where the pitching was historically bad, Brewers looking to avoid their first 0-5 start since 2003, trying to even the series last night with Kansas City. Milwaukee turning to Chad Patrick, making his major league debut. He was spectacular, but back to him in a moment because the Crew grabbing the lead in the third when Eric Haas sends out his first home run of the year to make it 1-0. What a performance it was when it was badly needed from Patrick. 4 2/3 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, and 5 strikeouts for the rookie. Brewers in a bit of a pinch in the 6th, 2-on-2 out for the Royals, but Abner Uribe strikes out Mikhail Garcia. Nice 2025 debut by Uribe as well. In the 6th, the offense tacking on some insurance. Rhys Hoskins goes back up the middle to score another. Later in this one, Christian Yelich would homer, and Milwaukee picks up their first win of the year, 5-0. Twins looking to join the Brewers in getting their first win of the season. 6th inning, Minnesota tying things up at 3, courtesy of an Edouard Julien base knock. And the next batter is Jose Miranda. He's going to come through as well. That's a blooper out to right, and it's going to drop into no man's land and plate 2 more to make it 5-3 Twins. Can the Twins and Brewers both snap some losing skids? And the answer is yes, because in the 9th, Harrison Bader is going to make a 2-run lead into a 5-run lead. The swing and a drive to deep left field and into the April night. Minnesota gets the win 8-3 over the White Sox. Bucks concluding a 3-game homestand, trying to get back on track against the Suns. First quarter, Milwaukee jumps in front by 10, courtesy of the birthday boy, Brook Lopez, who turned 37. Big performance from Giannis, who had 37 points, 11 assists, and 5 boards. Ferocious jam right there to extend the lead before halftime. Deer up 3 at the break. Then in the third quarter, check out the vision from the Greek Freak. Whips one over to the corner, and Taurean Prince will pay it off, knocking down the triple to go up 12. A little later, it was tight, but Giannis trusting his teammates in the clutch. Ryan Rollins with 3 of his 23 on the night to seal the deal. Bucks win by 10 over Phoenix. So a great night of snapping some losing streaks for all of those teams. That'll do it for the Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
At Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota, we're celebrating our 100-year anniversary, and we invite you to join us. Stop in for daily door prizes, exclusive offerings, and up to 40% off on special orders. Plus, we're offering 36-month financing or a cash discount when purchase is paid in full by cash or check. We'll even pay for your gas. It's happening now through April 7th, our 100-year anniversary sale at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. Family owned for 100 years.
To everyone who believes in tradition, come enjoy a few of ours from Wisconsin.
People in Wisconsin love a good fish fry.
Really love. And we love sharing it with guests everywhere.
At Culver's, we still batter our North Atlantic cod by hand to order.
And we cook it to a crispy, golden perfection just for you.
For you.
For you. So it's crispy outside, flaky inside. Let us take care of you.
With some homegrown traditions we were raised on.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
We are all here to support one another.
Hi, I'm Greg.
Hi, Greg.
I bought our vacuum at a box store. I was shopping for groceries and I came out with a vacuum.
I did the same. I was shopping for clothes.
Candles.
Kitty litter.
Hey group, we're not here to judge. We all made the same mistake before deciding to go to A1 Vacuum to make the right purchase. I'm sorry.
A1
Kitty litter.
Our business is picking up.
This is the story about a little empathy. No matter where little empathy looked, it just couldn't find its place in the world. Which was sad, because it had so much to give. Then one day, little empathy made a friend. And the friend took it somewhere it would always be useful and appreciated. Welcome to a place where healthcare is all about caring. Amplify Health. A little empathy changes everything.
Improving your home, improving your life with a better bathroom. In just a day or two, you can enjoy a wonderful new tub or shower that is attractive, easy to care for, and safe. New fixtures, shelves for storage, and grab bars for safety. Be safe, be happy, enjoy bathing again. Be even happier with everything new. Comfort height toilet, vanity, sink, faucet, mirror, light, and new flooring. Call or visit the board store for a prompt free estimate. Get more for less today and every day.
The First Warn Weather app. Download it today. You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
The big story this morning, La Crosse has a new mayor, Shondell Washington Spivey, making history. He'll become the city's first black and openly gay mayor. This was a close race, Washington Spivey defeating Chris Kalo 51 to 49%.
I want to say thank you to Chris Kalo for running a hard-fought campaign. I do look forward to working with her as we build a La Crosse where everyone belongs. The first 100 days look like building rapport with the staff, ensuring that we work together. Letting them know, again, I said before on one of the earlier forums that they know me as the constituent Shondell, and now they need to learn me as the mayor.
Tonight at 5, Mayor-elect Washington Spivey will stop by the News 8 Now studio to discuss his win and his vision for the future of the city. Now to the record-spending Wisconsin Supreme Court race. The eyes of the nation were on this one. It ended up being a blowout. Susan Crawford retaining her seat with 54% of the vote, beating Elon Musk-backed and funded Brad Schimmel with 46%.
Wisconsinites fended off an unprecedented attack on our democracy. That's right. Our fair elections and our Supreme Court. And Wisconsins stood up and said loudly that justice does not have a price. Our courts are not for sale.
Thank you, guys, from the bottom of my heart. God bless you. God bless the state of Wisconsin. God bless America. We will rise again. We'll get up to fight another day.
Wisconsin's voter ID amendment passing 63 to 37. The state already has a voter ID law, but putting it in the Constitution means it's harder to overturn. Incumbent Jill Underly holding on to her job as Wisconsin's top educator. She defeated education consultant Brittany Kinzer 52 to 48%. In the La Crosse School Board race, the top 3 will win seats here. That is Jeff Jackson, Molly Fuchs, and Meredith Garcia. And in Onalaska, the top 2 win seats, Ann Garrity and Bridget Thomas. In Milwaukee, so many voters turned out that some polling places ran out of ballots. It happened just before the polls closed at 8. Despite this, officials say no voters had to be turned away, and everyone who was in line in time was able to vote.
Again, I think it was just a historic election with unprecedented turnout. Typically for a spring election, we see between 20 to 40% turnout, towards the last few weeks as the attention came upon this election. We increased 65% turnout.
For the election, officials increased field staff and sent extra voting machines. In your morning medical news, not getting the right kind of sleep may increase the chance of developing Alzheimer's. The 2 critical sleep stages are slow wave sleep and rapid eye movement, or REM. Experts say you should spend between 20 and 25% of your night in each setting. Not getting enough could quicken the deterioration of parts of the brain tied to Alzheimer's. The risk of dying during a marathon is on the decline. An Emory University study revealing that the chance of surviving a heart attack has now doubled. The biggest reason is more access to emergency health services at races. It is time to talk about ticks. We are entering the season when those parasites come out. Unfortunately, experts say it's important to be aware of your environment while you're outdoors, as these creatures can transmit a number of potentially harmful germs, including those that cause Lyme disease. Manny Gaither has more on what to expect for the upcoming tick season and how to best protect your family.
The ground is thawing, the weather's getting warmer, and you're not the only one ready to enjoy the outdoors. Ticks are starting to come out.
They will be looking for their first blood meal of the season.
Dr. Bobby Pritt with the Mayo Clinic says ticks will be out now through fall, with peak times in June and July. The more humid and warm the climate, the more likely you'll come across one of these parasites, which can spread potentially dangerous diseases.
Some of these pathogens can be transmitted quite quickly, so you want to avoid tick bites at all costs.
To prevent bites, spray tick repellent on exposed skin. Pritt recommends those with DEET, keratin, or lemon eucalyptus. You can also wear long sleeves and pants, tucking pants into socks so that ticks can't crawl up pant legs. Treat clothing and gear with permethrin, which can kill ticks on contact, and do frequent tick checks on people and pets.
If you find a tick, don't panic. If the tick is embedded, you just want to remove it as quickly as possible.
To safely do that, Pritt says to use fine-tipped tweezers. Grasp the tick as close as possible to the skin at a 45-degree angle, pulling the creature out slowly in one motion and avoid squeezing it.
And you don't want to use any of those folk remedies that may damage the tick, like touching it with a match or putting petroleum jelly on it. That might actually increase the risk of infection, and it might hurt you.
If you do remove a tick, doctors say it's a good idea to keep the creature in a Ziploc bag for a couple of days. Monitor closely for any symptoms of Lyme disease. If symptoms appear, the tick can be tested for Lyme disease and other illnesses. Now we'll send it over to meteorologist Art Jarrett. He's got a look at our morning commute.
All right, well, good morning to you. As we go through your morning, we do have a weather alert day. This is more precautionary than anything else. A lot of this area that you see for areas south of I-94 are going to start to, as rainfall is going to start to track a little bit more to the east, getting towards Madison and towards Lake Michigan. Isolated thunderstorms, hail, we see that possibly up to an inch. Damaging winds, we're also going to be seeing that as well. Tornadic activity, yeah, it's not out of the question. With spin-up tornado, that would be brief working through the area. That could happen. We're also going to be seeing today current temperatures mostly in the 30s widespread. And of course, it feels a lot cooler on your skin out there right now. It feels like Minneapolis 27 degrees, Red Wing 25, Winona 24, Eau Claire 26. You get down to La Crosse, it feels like 30 degrees on your skin. So just a few to several degrees colder on your skin. As we get into it here, I'm going to pass this out of the way, but I'm going to get you straight to La Crosse for the kids going to school. Cloudier skies, potential for shower and storm activity that is happening right now. So again, getting to heading home though later on, windy conditions also resume. So it's going to be windy all day. Winds up to 30 to possibly 39 miles per hour to near 40 plus. We'll get into windy conditions, showers also, and of course we'll see as we get into the afternoon, the winds will taper down a bit. But there is a threat for more storm activity coming into the forecast as well. Looking ahead for Wednesday, you've got the cloudier skies at 80% chance. It begins to back down, getting to a 70% chance by 2 p.m. Then by 3 o'clock, it still kind of starts to hold down, but sunnier skies will prevail. We'll get back into it as we go into Eau Claire. You're looking at the rainfall coming back into your forecast by 8 o'clock. Cloudier skies and drier conditions, but coming back with storm activity by the 2 o'clock hour and then tapering down into your evening commute. So that's a look at your local forecast. In your Buzz Report, the cast lineup for a new Beatles biopic is out. The Fab Four. What up? Let's see who's going to be a part of them in just a moment. Stick around.
Hard to top the bargain shop.
When you want new furniture with styles that are nice, and we've made very special buys that are always the right price.
Now in all home furniture stores.
Gotta make stop at the bargain shop.
Jolivet Family Farms features one of the area's largest selections of frozen seafood, including lobster tail, shrimp, scallops, North Atlantic cod loins, calamari, clams, clam strips, crawfish tails, salmon, catfish nuggets, alligator, frog legs, and seafood medley. Pick up some appetizers, French fries, onion rings, cheese curds, mac and cheese bites, and sweet potato fries. Jolivet's also has fresh produce and a homemade bakery with bread, cookies, bars, pies. Don't forget the beer or wine. All at Jolivet Family Farms, West Salem.
When I was growing up, I don't think I ever thought I wanted to be a roofer. But now that I am, I realize how important it really is. Everything from where we work to where we store stuff to where we live needs to have a great roof. Some say that a roof protects your biggest investment, your home. I say a roof protects your most valuable assets, you and your loved ones. Let us show you what the Larson experience is all about. Remember, when you think roofing, think Larson, Wisconsin's best roofing experience.
At Wisconsin Veterinary Orthopedics, our goal is to help you and your pet in times of need. We specialize in the gold standard for cruciate ligament repair, the TPLO.
I was amazed to see Bear up and running again so soon. They really took good care of him.
Piper had TPLO surgery and is already running again weeks later.
Fetch made possible, one knee at a time. Contact Dr. Mark Hine at Wisconsin Veterinary Orthopedics for an orthopedic consultation today.
Convenience is a big factor. We're right here in Onalaska.
We're local. You know, we've been here for a long time. We take all insurances. We service and repair many different makes and models of hearing aids. Even if you didn't get your hearing aids with us, we'd be happy to take a look at them.
If your hearing aid is still under warranty, we can do some warranty work for you there.
You know, just walk in. You know, you don't have to have an appointment. I'm happy to help if I can.
Our family is helping your family. Better Hearing Center, Onalaska, next to St. Pat's Church.
Pischke Motors has been family-owned and operated since 1920 and have you to thank for our continued success. Stop by our dealership in West Salem or La Crosse to find the Ram you're looking for. Get in a Ram 1500 Laramie or Bighorn today. We've got great deals on new Rams right now. When you find the perfect truck, you'll feel it.
Start your search at Pischke.com and then drive away in your new Ram.
Want a great deal on mattresses?
Gotta make stop at the bargain shop.
This chiropractor-endorsed Fusion Lux Hybrid Queen mattress is just $5.99.
Gotta make a stop at the bargain shop.
In all home furniture stores.
All right, welcome back. As we get out, take a look here. This is Storm Runner working its way down toward Mormon Coulee here. As we get closer to the forecast, still a bit wet out there for the kids going to school this early morning. Once the kids leave school, they could be back in showers, maybe even a thunderstorm this afternoon as well. So please be careful. Thank you guys out there that are doing that for me. That's Jeremy as well as, what's our new guy's name again? Duncan, thanks. Sorry about that, Duncan. Duncan's out there as well, too. We've got thunderstorm activity working in the forecast right now. Developing up by Eau Claire, though, you've got a mix of rain and snow happening up along I-94. So let's keep abreast about that. But we have some heavier rainfall that's starting to move in towards areas by Waterloo. That's going to continue to stretch over towards Prairie du Chien and continuing on to Dubuque, Iowa. Right now, they're taking a bit of a break in Dubuque. I was just looking at their webcam right now. So these storms are going to continue into the forecast. Why am I doing doing this, it's out of precaution because this morning and into the afternoon, we had some pretty decent storms coming through the area. Isolated storm potential as well, getting into hail size of 1 inch. That's in diameter. We're also looking at damaging winds with those winds from 30 up to at least 39 miles per hour, up to 40 possibly in our forecast. And then a tornado could be spinning up. It would be brief, mostly down towards the south, which is a slight risk for severe weather. I know that's technically out of our area, but Prairie du Chien was pretty close to that as well. It's all areas south of I-94 for right now, but we'll get into it. We're looking at Black River Falls. They had some decent rainfall. The snow's done a little bit of damage on that as well. We're looking at conditions that are 33 degrees right now. Feels like it's 27, so it's not too bad with the winds currently making a bit of a wind chill. We'll go into how this all shapes up. If we go into Eau Claire, they've got their snow, and now we can see what's going on. That's absolutely beautiful. Well done, Eau Claire. Looks great. Good morning to you guys out there as well. We're holding on to at least some partly to mostly cloudy skies getting the area there. There's Dubuque. They have drier conditions right now, but as I just showed you, rainfall, it's on the way, guys, on the way. And as we go into it here, your current wind alerts, this goes until 10 o'clock this morning. This is the winter weather advisory in play. They may keep it in longer because we're going to see more snow activity getting up along I-94 throughout the day. Storms are coming in right now. They're still holding on to the area, especially as we go south of I-94. PM showers are coming back in, and this is what transition. From this transition into storms to PM showers, we could see thunderstorm activity relive because of the breezy and gusty winds vaulting up those clouds up a little bit higher and bringing us to thunderstorm activity. Here it is. This is a look at some of the thunderstorm activity that's coming in now. Light to heavy, moderate to moderate rainfall. We've got the lighter stuff going up towards Red Wing, up along I-94, and then down to the south here for La Crosse, we have light to moderate rainfall right now. We were in the heavier stuff earlier at the 5 o'clock show, and then as we go into the afternoon, you're going to see a mix of rain and snow coalescing up to the north by Eau Claire, and of course along I-94, lighter rainfall for us finishing out. But this I've been looking at over the last, say, 20 to 30 minutes. This storm activity was a lot smaller. It will increase with light to heavy rainfall associated with that, but getting closer from Preston all the way towards La Crosse, and that will develop into a big storm possibly, so we'll keep an eye on that. That carries all the way up to the north, going up to areas by Eau Claire, kicking out to Ladysmith, where they see more rain and snow kicking out, but then we get back into it. More of that snow is coming back up to I-94 as we go into the 10 o'clock hour tonight. Back in how this all plays out, alert day today, going to average temperatures for tomorrow, drier conditions, sunnier skies on Friday. It's a mild threat moving in, but most of that is well south of Wisconsin. Getting into Saturday and Sunday with milder conditions, it's a 20% chance for both days. Colder as we go into Monday. Be safe.
In your Morning Buzz report, the cast set to play the Beatles in an upcoming biopic has been released. Harris Dickinson will play John Lennon, Paul Mescal as Paul McCartney, Barry Keoghan will portray Ringo Starr, and Joseph Quinn as George Harrison. Oscar-winning director Sam Mendes will direct the Beatles' 4-film cinematic event. Dave Coulier is cancer-free. The Full House actor was diagnosed with stage 3 non-Hodgkin lymphoma in 2024 and completed chemo in February. Coulier said in a recent lymph node biopsy showed no signs of cancer. The 65-year-old said he's waiting for results of an additional test to confirm the cancer is gone.
Insane in the membrane. Insane in the membrane.
That's Cypress Hill and the London Symphony Orchestra. The performance was captured for the concert film Black Sunday Live at the Royal Albert Hall, which hits theaters next week.
Breaking your own heart, shooting for the stars, shooting in the dark.
Dove Cameron is mixing music and mental health. She's headlining a shoppable live stream concert on her socials tomorrow. As she performs, fans can purchase items they see on set. Proceeds benefit the National Alliance on Mental Illness. Before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8.
I gotta say, Alexander's making me laugh all morning long, by the way. Emerson is turning 8 months. He loves to smile, play with toys, and spend time with his mom and dad.
If you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88, we would love to feature them.
That's right. Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button under the Home tab on our website.
Stay with us. We have everything you need to know in 5 minutes or less. Your morning news now is up next.
On CBS Mornings, we are mourning the death of an absolute movie icon, Val Kilmer. From Top Gun to Batman and a lot in between, he portrayed some of Hollywood's biggest characters, and Vlad is going to take a look back at a legendary career cut way too short. Plus, we are speaking exclusively with the wife of a man deported to one of the most dangerous prisons in the world due to a clerical error. Direct quote there. The Trump administration says he's a criminal gang member, but his wife says he's just a father. Hear her emotional plea for his return. And we have some sports legends in the building today. Sue Bird and Megan Rapinoe are with us to talk about the women's Final Four and their podcast that breaks down pop culture and sports as well. It's called A Touch More, and we'll take it. We'll see you at 7.
The Driftless region is a thriving community where tradition and innovation shine. And Culligan has a long history of providing custom solutions to address the area's water worries, like iron, sulfur, PFAS, and manganese. Culligan, water you love since 1936.
Ready to launch your career? Whether you're finishing high school or considering a career change, Chippewa Valley Technical College has the tools you need to succeed. Come join us at the CVTC Spring Open House on Tuesday, April 15th in Eau Claire and River Falls. Explore our fast, flexible programs and start working toward a higher paying career. Take a tour, engage in hands-on activities, and apply for free. Register now for a chance to win amazing prizes. cvtc.edu/spring.
At Choice Hotels like this Quality Inn, you get more for your money so you can maximize any vacation and get more of that family time. Can I see that? Maximized. Check into more. Book direct at choicehotels.com.
It's not very often a fella gets to offer the best products in the marketplace at a price lower than most others. When I look at this beautiful showroom, when I consider the quality of our products and the team of 80 exceptional professionals, we should be higher priced, but we're not. If you have any doubts for your next home improvement project, you should contact the Board Store today. It's not all the sales and discounts, it's the bottom line that counts, and you'll get no better bottom line than at the Board Store Home Improvements.
To everyone who believes in tradition, come enjoy a few of ours from Wisconsin.
People in Wisconsin love a good fish fry.
Really love. And we love sharing it with guests everywhere.
At Culver's, we still batter our North Atlantic cod by hand to order.
And we cook it to a crispy, golden perfection just for you.
For you.
For you.
So it's crispy outside, flaky inside.
Let us take care of you. With some homegrown traditions we were raised on.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
The Brewers are coming to the Coulee region.
To left field.
Yeah, you heard that right. All summer long, you can catch the Brewers right here and for free. No pay-per-view, no subscription, just good old reliable free TV the way the baseball gods intended it. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the action as News 8 now brings you 10 games throughout the summer.
On, Frelick's there, and he makes the catch.
The Brewers playing here, you're welcome. The Milwaukee Brewers on News 8 now.
Welcome back. Time for your morning news now. The big story today, La Crosse has a new mayor this morning. Shondell Washington Spivey making history last night. He's set to become the city's first black and openly gay mayor. This was a close race. Washington Spivey defeating Chris Kalo 51 to 49%.
I want to say thank you to Chris Kalo for running a hard-fought campaign. I do look forward to working with her as we build a La Crosse where everyone belongs. The first 100 days look like building rapport with the staff, ensuring that we work together. Let them know. Again, I said before on one of the earlier forums that they know me as the constituent Shondell, and now they need to learn me as the mayor.
Tonight at 5, Mayor-elect Washington Spivey will stop by our studio to discuss his vision for the future. And that record-spending Wisconsin Supreme Court race turned out to be a blowout. Susan Crawford with 54% of the vote. She'll retain her seat on the Supreme Court. Brad Schimmel losing with 45%.
Wisconsinites fended off an unprecedented attack on our democracy. right. Our fair elections and our Supreme Court. And Wisconsins stood up and said loudly that justice does not have a price. Our courts are not for sale.
Thank you, guys, from the bottom of my heart. God bless you. God bless the state of Wisconsin. God bless America. We will rise again. We'll get up to fight another day.
Wisconsin's voter ID amendment passing 63 to 37%. The state does already have a voter ID law, but putting it in the Constitution would make it harder to overturn. The incumbent Jill Underly will hold on to her job as Wisconsin's top educator. She defeated Brittany Kinzer 52 to 48%. And in the La Crosse School Board, the top 3 will win seats: Jeff Jackson, Molly Fuchs, and Meredith Garcia. And the Onalaska School Board, top 2 will win seats: Ann Garrity and Bridget Thomas. Record voter turnout depleted ballot supplies across Milwaukee. 7 polling sites completely running out of ballots, with several others reporting critically low supplies just before polls closed. Officials confirmed no voters were turned away. Everybody in line by closing time, that is, was able to vote.
Again, I think it was just a historic election with unprecedented turnout. Typically for a spring election, we see between 20 to 40% turnout. Towards the last few weeks, as the attention came upon this election, we increased 65% turnout.
And this even happened after election officials already increased field staff and sent extra voting machines to avoid something like this. President Trump says he'll transform global trade with sweeping new tariffs. The White House says those will take effect today, but it's still unclear what the new tariffs entail exactly. The Senate is still set to vote on a resolution aimed at blocking the tariffs on Canadian goods.
We're going to pay more for groceries because we bring in an awful lot of agricultural products.
Economists say tariffs benefit certain domestic manufacturers by landing them more business, but that is also why they can hurt certain international producers and consumers. Wisconsin is joining 23 states suing the U.S. Health Department. The lawsuit challenges $11 billion health funding cut. The coalition claims the termination was unlawful. Wisconsin risks losing $225 million. Cuts come amid an ongoing measles and bird flu concerns nationwide.
All right, as we get into it, from the central and southern portions of Wisconsin, we have a marginal to slight risk of severe weather. That continues through the morning right now is occurring as we get into thunderstorm activity. Potential for at least hail size of 1 inch, damaging winds, maybe even a spin-up tornado. That would be brief. We also see that's all areas south of I-94 continuing on, but don't let your guard down as you get up on 94. You could have some storms coming back again later on today.
All right, it is National Peanut Butter and Jelly Day. The classic combo of creamy or crunchy peanut butter with grape or strawberry jelly dates back to 1901 when the first recipe appeared in a magazine. By high school graduation, the average American eats over 2,000 PB&J sandwiches. And we were talking this morning, Art, that looks really good right now, doesn't it?
Yeah, I've had 4 in the last 2 days.
So. Oh, I thought you were going to say, past 2 minutes or something. Just putting them away.
Give it some time.
Thanks for joining us. See you back here at noon.